Welcome back, my beautiful souls. Today is January 17th, 2020. And the reason why I'm mentioning the date of recording specifically is because right now there's an occurrence of the something called health moon portal, which is a great opportunity for you to release any disappointments, abandonment feelings, or anger related to someone that you couldn't forgive, that someone who has hurt you or disappointed you so badly that you just couldn't find in your heart a place to understand their perspective or to forgive them. This is the time that you can release that into the void because you don't deserve to keep that inside of you anymore, because it's preventing you from further manifesting and further success on your twin flame journey. So it's interesting that I found out info that there's a half moon phenomenon just today, and what happened to me was on the eve of the 17th of January, I mean, actually in the middle of the night, I woke up suddenly as if shaken by the spirit. You can call it Holy Spirit, angels, the infinite power, the source. And I suddenly felt huge relief and forgiveness for the person who has really had done me bad this year. I mean, previous year, 2019, and that I couldn't find any possible perspective to understand why he did that, because I wanted to forgive, to release that, but I just couldn't find it in my heart. And then it came so suddenly. The day before, at my workplace, I did see a calendar from the day before that was saying that forgiveness is the best revenge. And maybe somehow subconsciously that that sentence, forgiveness is the greatest revenge, maybe it did trigger something inside of me, inside of my soul, to fall asleep, and then inside of that state to to shake me up, to awake me. And I bursted in tears of relief, because and I was talking telepathically to my twin flame embodiment, and I told him, I forgive you. I understand now the process of what was going on, and it suddenly dawned on me. I mean, like, literally it dawned on me that I have to release that burden inside my soul, and questions, so many questions of what happened. And so, in order for you to understand and compare your notes, I will just recap a little bit of who am I talking about. The person I'm talking about, if you followed my videos before, or you can go just on the previous dates in 2000 and end of 2018, January and February and March and April of 2019, and then down the road in 2019. So when I met Asim, so we're going to talk about Asim today. It's really important that we go back on his story and what happened with him. So Asim was someone who was not just channeling my twin, but became an embodiment of the organic twin's essence, embodied from the fifth dimension into 3D. And I did go to Europe from United States in May 2019, and we reunited as twin flames, and we merged together as twin flames, and everything that I expected from the twin flame reunion was happening in 3D. And then you guys remember, before I went to Europe, I had a tower moment with Asim back in January, when I was intuitively told, again in a health dream state, that he was actually married, even though there were absolutely no single sign of that on his social media, on any of our interactions. There was nothing at all that would point to even remotely anything like that. From the day one we met, he appeared to be a single person. There was no picture, no shred of evidence of such thing. And like, when it dawned on me, so I'm just reminding people who didn't watch my videos, uh, I asked him, and he admitted that. Then when I came to that knowledge, he later on admitted that he had 2 small children with that person. So I'm going to talk about karmic now, and if you guys did watch my videos, you're going to know that I've talked a lot about that karmic doing black magic on Asim, and that she was manipulating him, hard manipulation tactics, to even go that far to say that she's okay that I become his second wife. Gosh, I know what you're thinking right now. So if you haven't watched the videos, you can imagine what I've been through. And regardless, after some time of me being in state of shock and disbelief, I decided to go ahead with the reunion no matter what. I didn't decide to accept marriage and to be a second wife to someone, God forbid, but I did accept to go with the merge and go with the reunion, for the sake of twin flame divine connection, and not let the karmic influence stop that reunion from happening. And I don't regret that, because if nothing else, just if you watch it, if you look at this photo on the screen right now, it was taken just moments after, it was taken from our hotel room in the place of our reunion, and it was just moments after we were sitting on the balcony and talking, sitting on the chairs, and realizing that we had exact same birthmark just below our eye, left eye. We had identical birthmark in the same spot, and it was that moment. It was, if nothing else, for that moment that I knew I didn't make a mistake, that he was embodiment of my twin flame. However, and I never really regretted that, but I couldn't understand when he came second time. So in 3D he came to pick me up at the airport in the neighboring state. Then we drove to another state. We stayed together for several days together, and at that time she contacted him again, and she even requested my photo, if you guys watched the video. And it had to do with black magic attempts again. And then when he drove me to my hometown, he stayed there for some time, and then he left. Then he came back again a couple of weeks later to visit me again. We merged again, and we were even more aware of being twin flames. I mean, he was he was getting to realization that we are meant to be together and divinely connected. But at the same time, he was showing even more signs of influence of his manipulative karmic, and he went back to her after after his realization, under quotation mark realization, that she loves him more than I do, because she's willing to accept that he is shared with me, and that I'm not willing to go for that option. And so her manipulation won, apparently, and he went back to his hometown. And then later on in July, he was destined to work just next door, like next town to my hometown, and he contacted me again. He wanted to come see me again, and then down the road, as he was driving, he changed his mind and he went back to his workplace, and he said, I don't know, something is stopping me, I cannot come. So it was the end. That's where I ended everything, and I blocked him. I couldn't believe that after he left me in the cold, after he left me alone in the hometown where I didn't know anybody anymore, and he left me in the cold old house where I was only once when I was a child living, and it was old and in bad shape. So I got sick, and I also think that being sick was to do with the black magic, because as soon as I left Europe and sat on the plane for United States, all of that uh, coughing, pneumonia, everything just disappeared in the matter of moments. So yeah, definitely, I still believe it was black magic or evil eye or just negative energy from the karmic. And no matter, like, just put on aside the story of other channelers for now. We're not gonna talk about them today. So the whole time I couldn't believe that he didn't come back, that he didn't let go of karmic no matter what. And then that was really something that kept staying with me even after all other victories on this twin flame journey and other channelers and everything. I still had that question mark in my head. Why, what how could he? Because I know that our connection was real. So now on the 17th, that sudden burst of forgiveness came all over me, and I just realized that what I experienced with two channelers after him was that I wanted to be with one person, but I couldn't leave the other person in the cold, and that sense of responsibility for someone, that karmic tie, was something that I could experience on my own. It was given to me so that I could go through that. And it's very hard, but it helped me slowly understand his position. He was stuck. He was stuck in the situation, and so but it wasn't something, like I said, I planned to forgive him. It just came all over me, and the tears of relief, I cried all night. I just let him go. I just let go of the fact that person completely acted irresponsible towards me and left me. And how that came to like a realization in my mind the other night was because I was thinking about my upcoming trip to Europe, which is planned for April of 2020. Yes, I'm going back to Europe, God willing. And I was thinking, who will pick me up at the airport? Who will pick me up this time? How will I make my travel plans to get to my hometown? And just the memories came back of how he came and how far he actually drove to come and get me. And so that wasn't something irresponsible people do. That wasn't something immature people do, as the way he acted later on. So I realized that he did come from love. He did come with the intention to be with me, and then something happened. Something happened that I couldn't nail down what exactly happened. And so now, after I forgave him and I was relieved of the burden, and all this time since I blocked him, I haven't checked on his social media. I didn't want to know anything, I didn't want to see anything. I just blocked him, but I couldn't block out the pain, that was like a leftover pain inside of me. So now, when the pain was finally transmuted through the power of forgiveness, uh, and another fateful event happened, which I will talk about in the next video, so stay tuned. So something else happened today with Channeler, with Miriam, and I decided to close my current social media profile for a few days. And as I did that, I decided to reopen my old profile that I used to have in 2017, 18, and until like beginning of 2019. It was just my old profile name, and this is where we initially started talking to each other, me and Asim, the twin flame embodiment. So I just out of curiosity, wanted to check that old profile, since I currently closed the current one. And when I went there, I found that he sent me friend request, because I blocked him on the current profile, but on the old one I didn't even go to for almost 2 years. Year and a half. And so when I went there today, I noticed that he tried to contact me in like 2 months ago. He tried to contact me in October and November, and actually right now, like 2 weeks ago, he tried to send me a friend request again, to resend the friend request to this old profile 2 weeks ago. So yes, obviously he was thinking about me. Telepathically, he was trying to communicate with me, and I did feel that uh, in the past 2 weeks, but I didn't know that actually he did some action in 3D, such as social media. So as I feel so relieved from fear or pain or any more expectations from that person, I was able to go to his profile today and check out just normal human curiosity, with no attachments, no feelings whatsoever, just to check what's going on with his life. Just curious what was going on with him in 3D in these months that I was still in Europe, and on my way back here, what was going on with him in 3D. And there it was. There was information that finally, after I forgave him now, and you can hear emergency vehicle just passing by my house right now. I think that's a little bit of confirmation what I'm talking about right now. What I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to open up your eyes so much to what these karmics are capable of, and what these karmics will do to stop and prevent twin flames to be together. This is not a joke. This is not, and this is something that I suspected she would do. But since I'm not a manipulative person by nature, it's very hard for me to understand just how manipulative these karmics are. They will stop at nothing. And what happened was exactly what I was, like I said, suspecting she might do. Was she got herself pregnant for the third time back in February, when just after he told her about me, when she told him that that was perfectly fine with her, that she will even welcome me to our country, and that he has her full permission to be with me, since we are so strongly connected to each other, because he admitted her that he loved me. And instead of getting mad, what a normal person would do, getting a divorce, kicking him out of house. She plays the role of this. She plays the role of the unconditional love, and that I knew it was fake the whole time. And later on, when I met him, it proved that she's financially dependable on him, and she is sucking living life out of him. He works so hard and he's penniless, by the way. So yeah, there's a lot of manipulation going on. And so at that time, she played a role. I remember when he said that she was saying, how can your attraction with her be so magnetic? What about, like, am I ugly or whatever? She was asking him, and so obviously manipulated him into proving her in a 3D sense, proving her that she's still, you know, she's not supposed to be worried about their connection, and that once, you know, I came, that I would maybe be able to be just as supportive of that as she was appearing to be. But she got herself pregnant again. Yes. And that explains now, even though I already forgave everything and I'm ready to move on, I now realize what hell he was going through when I came. Maybe he wasn't aware right away, because she must have been 3 months pregnant at that time, but definitely she must have told him at that time. And God, my intuition was right. That's what I was feeling was going on, but I was afraid to ask him, and he was obviously afraid to tell me. He didn't have heart to tell me that she tricked him again. She got him again. 2 children. I remember saying to him, I'll take care of your children. We'll take care of them. They will not miss out on anything from you. You already live far away from them on your workplaces, and you are never with your karmic anyways. So she's raising those children basically by herself. All she wants is his money. I know she cheated on him with other, which is another thing that he just wouldn't accept as a fact, and wouldn't believe me that there were all signs. And I had later confirmations. I'll talk about that soon. So anyways, in the 3D, they were already not constantly together, and I asked him what would be the difference, that I would actually make him spend more time with these 2 children that he already has with her. But he just was like, no, I can't make them orphans. I can't make. So he already knew about the third pregnancy of the third baby coming up soon. And so it was born in October. So I was still in Europe when his baby was born, and that's just out of this world how far they will go. And as a matter of fact, right now I'm channeling that even baby is probably not his, because he very distant from her back in that time in February. If you watch my previous videos, you will see that he was working on a far distant work site. He did go home occasionally, so there is possibility she manipulated him. But again, he was so connected to me at that time. He spent every free second on the phone with me. And I remember that when he was gone, there was black magic, there was stuff that happened. If you guys watch the video, his friend died, who was summoned to go home suddenly in the middle of the night. That was probably supposed to be him. Oh my God, so many dark things have happened, and I don't know how to view these karmic children from any perspective. I'm still not clear on that. What is their destiny, and what they're gonna grow up to be? What kind of people they will be? Will they be innocent, or will they become karmic people as well? I don't know. I don't want to dwell into that, but definitely I feel sorry for children born out of manipulation. And now, like I promised, I was gonna mention that a little bit. If you guys remember, after he left me, I ran into an old school friend from childhood, the earliest childhood crush. and he was the cutest boy I knew when I was a kid, and we had secret crushes on each other. So now we meet like 20 years later, and he said he still had crush on me, but he was already married. He was very honest about it. He was already married, had children with her. And when we talked, and he opened up to me, and that was divinely uh, just sent down to me so that I could understand what's karmic capable of doing. So my friend told me how his wife doesn't sleep with him, how she's told him that she's in some sort of uh, what he called it, non-sexual state of being. Uh, she's only 30 years old, and she blamed it on having children with him. So he was deprived of any marital relation with her. He also lived far away in Germany, working there while she lived in our hometown. And as he was, after he left and went back to Germany to work, I was staying at the hometown, and it was revealed to me that she's actually cheating on him constantly with different guys in town, that one of his kids is not actually his, that he's being manipulated all his life. However, he's still with her and not ready to divorce or change his life or be with someone he wants to be with, because she kept him uh, with the strings attached to these two boys that are still underage, and that he's financially responsible for and emotionally responsible for. So his story was so parallel to Asim's story that it helped me open up my eyes about what these fake, karmic, dirty marriages are all about. So shed your beliefs right now. Shed your beliefs. I've done that long time ago, last year, in July, that these marriages are sacred by any means so ever, because religions are teaching us that marriage is sacred. These marriages are the dirtiest things on this planet. They're dirtier than prostitution or selling sex for money. These women sell soul and sex, and they create children on the earth that are completely product of manipulation and distraction, and just their way. I mean, they who who in their right mind would have a child just to keep a husband, just to keep a man to themselves? What kind of what kind of manipulative person you have to be to create a new human being, just to keep, just another hungry mouth, just to keep someone attached to you by force, because you know this person doesn't love you, you know this person wants to be with someone else, you know this person has found their soulmate, their twin flame, their meant to be person, their sacred union. Still you go that far. You don't just cry, you don't just beg, you don't just kneel for them to stay with you, but you actually manipulate, either by having sex with another man and giving them idea if it's their child, or actually manipulating them into one night of relations, so that you can produce a child in 9 months later. But this person still has me on his mind. I mean, I may have forgiven him, and I may be ready to let go of everything and leave it in the past and move on, but he contacted me 2 weeks ago. I didn't contact him. I never contacted him. Like I said, I just was checking on my profile, just being bored, because I closed the current one right now, and I just like what's going, maybe some of the old friends that I didn't transfer to my new profile, whatever, maybe someone left me a message there, so I was just checking it today because my current profile is out of order. So I saw that he contacted me, even with the 3 children. Now, of course, in 3D, I would be out of my mind to ever want to be back with him together in 3D, but I'm just saying that this is how they ruin twin flame connections. And of course, I know now I'm a complete twin flame right now, so I know that universe will send either different channeler or different embodiment or my organic twin, or universe will play another surprise on me on this journey. But I'm just saying that that's how they ruin the possibilities of twin flame reunion. And if you look at this amazing uh, painting that you see on the screen, it tells you thousands of words about that. So I want to hear your thoughts on this. Maybe I forgot to mention something, but I really urge you to leave comments below. I want to hear your opinion about my twin flame embodiment. What do you think? Was he able to do there? Anything else? Do you think it's his child? Do you think it's someone that his wife is having an affair with while he's always away to work? And because his wife is only, I may mention that for those who didn't watch those videos back in January, February, and March of 2019, that his wife is only 25 years old now, 24, 25 years old. She's super young, and she married him when she was 16, but she was previously married when she was 14. Again, told him that she was married forcefully, which doesn't exist in the country where we live. It's not a culture, it's not part of culture or anything like that. So yeah, as a matter of fact, she left home uh, when she was underage. She went with a man, and then when she met Asim, she figured out he has more money, and so played pity role and got him. And so he's always like, she was so young, she didn't have blah blah blah. So yeah, she takes all of the money that he has. When he came to meet me, he only had a car and bought a t-shirt on the gas station, because there was a story about his white t-shirt that he had on his first picture when I met him, and he said he was gonna come, promised me to come in the white shirt. So he did, but later on, when he left my hometown, I found a receipt that fell out of his pocket, that he bought his t-shirt and his pants and his shoes on the gas station on the way to meet me. She literally sent him shirtless and moneyless to meet me, and he borrowed the car from a friend. As a matter of fact, he didn't even come with his car. And no, he didn't secretly come. She knew. She contacted him while he was with me, requesting my photos, whatnot, asking him to bring me over to meet her, which I refused, of course. And obviously she would have told me when I would, if I did come, that she was pregnant, and to make me leave on my own. So thank God I didn't have to go through that. Obviously what I went through was terrible, but it would be more terrible if I knew back then. I wouldn't be ready to accept, to forgive. Now I'm fully powerful in my current state of being. My happiness, my forgiveness for him had empowered me so much that I just view this now as a fact, as a confirmation that he was stuck big time, and not be able to come back and leave that. It just weighted over what, because I couldn't understand. I knew he loved me. I knew he cared for me. So how could he act so carelessly? Well, if you have a child on the way, you weigh that way. I would do the same thing if I was in his place. I would do it even if it was just one child. So I'm asking you to comment and let me know, what do you think? Is it his child? Is it another guy's child? Because there is a huge possibility of that too. And compare your notes and let me know if something similar happened to you or what's going on. So I love you guys. Stay tuned for the next video that will have another information that's also mind-blowing. And just comment. I would love to hear your comments, okay? And thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.